Hi everyone, welcome to my twin flame journey. I am Shine and this is the daily drama for Monday, September 18th. We have what the masculine is thinking, what he should be thinking, how he feels, how he should feel, what are his blocks, how can he proceed, and what advice the universe has for him. Same as for the feminine. In the middle we have the advice from the universe. And we also have here what the masculine would like the feminine to know, and what the feminine would like the masculine to know. Now let us see what's going on. Today the drama. What the masculine is thinking: scandal, sexual attraction, communication. So he's thinking he wants to talk about, the scandal that transpired in this relationship. And how the universe wants him to think is the fool. Take a leap of faith. Weather the storm and embark on your journey. And how he's feeling. Engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. This is what he wants. And he wants to make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. Which is why he's thinking about communicating whatever it is that he's having to communicate. That's scandalous. Oh, and how he should be feeling. Unrequited love. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. Again, this has to do with not expressing that. That's why he's got to make the effort, It has to be requited, not unrequited. So do make that effort. And then also he has finances and career. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. As I've mentioned in last week's readings, people might need money to move. This is also about them saying, express your feelings, work on this because you guys have a path to follow, a career, so maybe try and figure that out. But again, people might have some money issues. They might need money in order to bring this together. And they also want him to think religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path because you're a twin flame. So again, express your love because this is your twin flame and you guys have a divine career, divine path that you need to follow. And also, work on whatever you need to work on in order to make the effort here to get this going, for you to weather the storm and embark on your journey with your feminine. What might be blocking him is optimism. I expect good things to happen, and they do. This is not having optimism. Maybe stressing about money, stressing about this conversation, fearing the worst. And caring, that's where the unrequited love comes in. It's like he's not showing that he cares. He's keeping it so far to himself, but he is wanting to make the effort. But he hasn't yet. So that's why, the caring is here as far as a block. Because he's not showing that he cares. Because he's fearing the worst. He's fearing discussing this scandal. And how he should move past these blocks is Father. My true Father is God in heaven, who shines healing light upon me, my birth father, and our relationship. This could be, again, healing childhood stuff. Maybe your father told you will never amount to anything. Maybe he told you you weren't good enough. Whatever that relationship was, that's playing a part in your optimism and you being able to show that you care. It's this childhood stuff, fear of rejection, fear of abandonment, fear of opening your heart. Maybe they're saying you need to try to get past that, try to heal this. And also realize that your true Father is God. And your earthly father played a role in karma, in whatever role he had to play, lessons, all of that. It's about forgiving your parents, and realizing that God is your true father. So look at everything again as a learning experience. Life is school. Live and learn. Who you thought you were isn't who you are, because that's all conditioning. It's all things you've been told, including, maybe negative things from your parents, or even negative things that you tell yourself, because of childhood wounding. But never forget who you are. You are divine. You're not Joe from Seattle. You're more than that. And they want you to have devotion. As I fully commit to my values, relationships, and God, I am clear about what to do next. Again, this is reiteration too about wanting twin flames to get out of this human thinking. You have to think that on a divine level, on a spiritual level. Remember who you are, why you came here. You have a mission. Chuck everything up to life experience, lessons, karma, school. Get past this negative self-talk or doubts or fears, because none of that is real. It's all a story that you tell yourself. And remain devoted to your spiritual growth, devoted to your mission, devoted to God, devoted to your divine feminine in this relationship. And speaking of feminine, I allow my feminine nature to shine brightly as a valuable part of my identity, because she is a valuable part of your identity. She's your other half. So show your devotion to her. And remember that you're on a spiritual journey, and your relationships here, whatever, are all due to soul groups, karmic lessons, all that stuff. And never lose sight of your divinity, and that your true father is God in heaven. Now, advice for you. This is the negative thought. No matter what I do, I always manage to have health and financial disasters. And again, fear of the worst, fear of never being good enough, feeling like you don't have what it takes to succeed. And what they want you to think is, I now release worry about health, finances, and work. I trust that the future will take care of the past with the help of my higher power. Again, it's believing in yourself, believing in your journey. Overcoming all the things that are holding you back, that have been holding you back your whole life, And you have here a negative feeling. If I'm happy and successful and I talk about it, I'm being boastful, blowing my own horn. So maybe confidence is an issue. Feeling overly, thinking if you're overly confident, that might seem like you're, maybe it's fear of success. The positive version is, I express joy and gratitude in my life with the proper combination of passion and humility. I guess this is just still believing in yourself. Be passionate, be humble, but have confidence. It's about having confidence. And then the negative here is, whatever I do, it's never good enough. The feminine got this a few times. Again, they play off of each other. This is healthy self-esteem. True wisdom is maintaining a balance between pushing and holding back, balancing detailed perfection with allowing some imperfection. Releasing worry, being grateful, believing in yourself, having confidence, and have trust. And don't stick so much in your thoughts, trying to get everything right, because sometimes you just need to go for it, like the fool. Stop trying to plan everything out. Release control issues. And what the feminine is thinking, Oof. Well, maybe she's thinking it's the end. Maybe because she hasn't heard anything, so she's thinking it's the end. And you got the lady here. Again, this is about intuition, so maybe she thought her intuition was wrong. I might clarify these. And then you have greed here, which could be like our own negative emotion within ourselves. I will clarify it. You know, or maybe she's thinking he chose, you know, something over her, something else, something that was ego-based, greed-based, you know. Or we'll see what this is. Ending, the lady, and greed. Ending. Ending. Sacerdote. This is the priest. This is spirituality. This is healing. This could be like a union, a spiritual union. This is also like the psychologist. So maybe she's thinking it's the end of this spiritual union, again, because she hasn't heard anything. Let's see what else is here. Ending. Fortuna. This is good fortune. This is like the wheel of fortune. Something that's turning around for the better. The lady. The lady. Denari. This is something that's valuable. This is like also financial things, money, something that's valuable. Greed. Malta, low morale, depression. Yeah, so maybe she's thinking it's the end of the spiritual thing, the spiritual relationship, that things didn't work out in her favor. You know, the wheel of the fortune turned out to be not what she wants, and she's depressed, you know, because she didn't get what she wanted, you know, and she feels like she's lost something valuable, which is the divine masculine. It's like, because there's been no communication here, so she's again thinking all is lost, the same as the other messages that we had in the weekend drama one, I think it was. And they want her to think power, jealousy, growth, patience, and good news. So they're saying, stop fearing the worst in this situation. There's been growth in regards to this deception, you know, this person that was wearing a mask. Just have patience. Stop throwing out that fear stuff, because it's good news coming towards you. You know, he's trying to figure out how to way to make this effort here. And how she's feeling, well, she's calling in her soulmate. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. So she's still hopeful, even though she feels like it's the end because she hasn't heard anything, you know, but she's still, her soul sings to him. It's the soul song that they share, that they sing to each other. They put out the call to try to bring the other one back home. And worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. So she's feeling that, you know, maybe it's the end now. Maybe it's not the right time. Maybe I still have to wait. You know, she's believing in divine timing, and she's still putting out the call. Her soul still calls to him. But she's in her thoughts thinking, oh, it's the end, it's whatever. But they're saying, hey, don't worry, have patience. And how else they're saying, yeah, separation. Time apart from your partner is on the horizon. Maybe he needs to get some money together. Maybe, again, there has to be a move here. Maybe he needs to end a relationship. You know, so it's going to take a little time for you guys to get back together. It's going to take a little time for things to manifest. But don't worry, because you deserve love. You are lovable. And he believes that you're lovable as well. You both are. And when he does come around, you know, get to know each other again. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. So just have patience, you know, because it might take a little bit for things to, for you guys to be fully together. But it's coming. And what might be blocking her is family. I pray for my family and give this situation over to God for answers, support, and healing. So this might be actual family members that are against this thing coming back together. Or, you know, she's not having, again, the faith, handing it all over to God, you know, to heal this situation. To know that it's all going to everything's happening as it should. It's all divine timing. You know, do positive thoughts, positive affirmations, prayers, send out your soul song. And again, you have God. I step out of the way and surrender any need for control in order to make room for God's healing love to flow through me in this situation. Again, it's about having patience, you know. Stifle that depression and stress and fear and feeling like, you know, fearing the worst. Because it's all energy. And again, they reiterate this, both of them. Get in touch with that spirituality. Get in touch with, you know, prayer and your divine higher self and with God and having faith and really get out of this 3D thinking. But it's mentioned so many times they are wanting them to connect with their spirituality because it's an essential part of their growth, of who they are to each other, and what they come here to do. So it's very important. And how she can get through that is to be strong. I pull myself up and do what needs to be done. Do you in the meantime. Keep positive. Do you. And know that all will work out the way that it's supposed to, when it's supposed to. And in the meantime, just have grace. I'm filled with the same beauty, poise, and divine perfection as all of God's other creatures. You know, remain in your divine feminine self. Know that you have what it takes to be successful and plant your seeds on your own. In the meantime, you know, just temper all that energy and just be at peace. And the advice for her, healthy love. The negative side is when I love someone, I need them to make me feel better about myself. This again is like codependency. Not being able to be on your own, or feeling like taking it personal, or, you know, it's that childhood wounding again of not feeling good enough, or fear of abandonment or neglected. You know, it's like if they don't choose you, then there's something wrong with you. You know, this negative self-talk, or needing other people outside of yourself to validate you. That's why you were jumping through hoops trying to prove your worthiness of love when you shouldn't do that. You know, you should have that for yourself. My self-esteem and self-love are the same whether I'm in a relationship or not. Again, this is about having a grace and being okay on your own, being in your own power. You know, both of you have to work through these codependent things. You have to complement each other. You can't be codependent on each other. And that comes from having healthy self-love and self-esteem so that you can give that to another. And then you have God has it in for me. The universe doesn't hear my voice. Again, thinking the worst, being depressed, thinking nothing turned out in your favor. How this is healing sadness. In partnership with the universe, I move through my emotional conflicts and find a peaceful resolution. This is again like her having faith, let go and let God. Always remember that when things don't work out in your favor, that's not because God doesn't hear your cry. It's because, it wasn't meant for you, or it's not the right time. Don't think that they don't listen, because let's say you might not always get what you want, but you get what you need. The universe will always provide you what's best for you for that moment, even if it's a painful lesson. If it's part of your growth, if it's part of why you're here, you kind of got to suck it up, buttercup, and as they say, and just learn from it and move through it. That's how you overcome it. That's what you're supposed to do. If I try my best and succeed, I may lose the love of people close to me. This is maybe fear of standing in your own power, fear of standing up for yourself. That's why you become doormatty or let people get away with stuff. And so you can't do that in this relationship. You have to stand in your truth. You have to stand in your power. You have to raise the bar for both of you. And don't fear that if you do that, then you're going to lose the person. True love and partnership always encourage unlimited expression of creative and spiritual growth. You're supposed to encourage each other. Don't be fearful. Don't step back into old karmic things because you fear the person will leave if you stand up for yourself or hold yourself with self-respect and self-love and set boundaries, healthy boundaries. I think that was in the weekly. But encourage each other, because you both want what's best for each other in the long run. Now, the advice from the universe. Oh, jeez. Children. Oh, these children cards. My heart is filled with the love for children, which creates miracles and positive change for them and me. Maybe you guys are going to get together and have children. Maybe they're reiterating again these childhood wounds. Heal this stuff, guys, so that you can prosper. And this also could be new beginning. Be happy. There's a new beginning coming. There's many takes on that card. And they also say home. I trust and follow my divine guidance about my home. Home is where the heart is. Follow your heart, because it'll lead you back to each other in the home that you'll create together, and you'll help each other back home to your true home, when you ascend. And they say playfulness. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. Keep it light. Look at it all as a fresh start, a new beginning. It's hard. It's not easy. And I said you can't. It's not like your mind gets erased from the past. And pain is very real. That's why they say to take this all slow. Have compassion with each other. It's going to take time to rebuild trust. It's going to take time to rebuild this relationship. But if you both, at the end of the day, love is there, there's a chance, and have compassion for each other too, because there's chemistry here. There's a strong magnetic attraction. But of course. And then we have here fairy oracles. This is advice from the universe. And I have to read it from the book, and then these I have to read from the book as well. So the first one we have is Luminous Doom. Look at him. We'll see what he has to say. Self-defeat, self-pity, self-destruction. Yeah, it's negative thinking, basically. It is time to face the fact that our attitudes and beliefs about ourselves are our own. We may have learned them from others, but the others are not responsible for them in the here and now. We are. If we choose self-pity and pessimism, we make a choice that makes our lives worse. When this card appears in a reading, it indicates that this is a time when understanding that concept is especially important, a time when there is some sort of a crunch in the situation that offers someone the opportunity to notice and change such self-destructive habits. If it is yourself, you know what you need to do. If it is someone else, you may wish to consider how you might support them in this opportunity for change. Can you make sure to give positive feedback at every appropriate opportunity? Can you refrain from nagging, scolding, or complaining at them when they get it wrong? These things help. So, no self-pity, no stinking thinking, no, believing the lies your father told you, or you tell yourself, that you're not good enough, you don't got what it takes, all this stuff. And also have compassion again for each other, for the journey. Understand that mistakes are going to happen. You're still growing, you're still learning. It's not get out of jail free cards. But also to try to keep an air of that, that compassion of the learning, and that mistakes may happen, and not like, let's say, get on people's case too much, but understand that everyone grows at their own pace, I guess. So it's about, again, support each other, but also don't enable. There's a difference between supporting and enabling, but also that mother card came out a lot before, having that motherly thing, because even when a child messes up, the mother still loves that child, and she'll voice how that was a mistake, or you shouldn't do that. They try to correct them, but they do it from a place of compassion. They do it from a place of love, so that it's not like berating a person. It's having compassion that we're all human and we all make mistakes. And then you have 59, and this is the bodacious bodock. Someone, somewhere, the words are meddling, tampering, and sabotage. Could also be self-sabotage. Someone somewhere is meddling uninvited in the issue. It may be you, it may be someone else. See if you can work out who it is and begin to untangle the messy web they have woven of confusion and disorder and misunderstanding, so much worse than our own natural disorder. It will take great firmness to get this person to keep his sticky fingers out of your affairs, or you to keep yours out of the affairs of others. The amount of tact you use in sorting this out is up to you, but the bodock type person doesn't usually notice hints. Remember, whoever it is that says that they mean well, they may even believe that. It is very hard to believe that the bodock's bad results are always just an accident, as he insists. He may believe this, but we don't have to. The word sabotage comes to mind. If you don't want the bodock hanging around looking for ways to help, make sure you don't leave things in the wrong place or dangle any loose ends. He might find some bodacious things to do with them. Now, this could be, I said the family. There might be people trying to have some say in regards to this union coming back together or not. People that don't really understand what's, like I said, it's hard for us to even understand. But you might have people meddling that way. Or, this could be self-sabotaging, not keeping yourself in check. So someone's always got to be coming to correct you. Nobody wants to play the warden. Nobody wants to get on your case all the time. So it's kind of about keeping yourself in check too, being aware of your behavior patterns, things that are a problem for you, things that need to be healed, things that were past karmic things, to not repeat them. So that way you don't have to have the other person remind you. It kind of just makes it's like, take care of your own stuff. The more you take care, work on you, the less somebody has to constantly tell you need to work on you. You know what I mean? That's my take on it. And what the masculine would like the feminine to know. You got number 3. Let's put this closer. Let's see what this one is. No, I'm sorry. This is what the feminine would like the masculine to know. I messed that up. Passivity. It's okay to let others fight your battles for you now and then. You can't be the best at everything after all. But don't surrender your free will to someone else in exchange for security. Letting someone else handle all your problems gives away your power. There will come a time when you struggle against the bonds of passive observation and long for more independence. Perhaps that time has already arrived. You aren't helpless in the situation, however tempting it may be to pretend so. The dark side of this card is there's a fight going on somewhere that will have repercussions for you. So she's encouraging him to not be passive. You know, again, if there's codependent issues here, maybe he's lived a life of codependency where he's depended on someone else to kind of keep him afloat. He hasn't put any effort into his own self and his own growth and his own whatever. And there comes a point in the universe also, again, the finances and career. They want to emphasize for both of them that they need to find their own independence. They need to stop being codependent, the both of them. In relationships or whatever it is, or codependent even on negative belief systems that keep you stuck. Anything that keeps you from flourishing, from being independent and successful in all areas of your life. You know, she's encouraging him to pretty much stand in his power, to become that independent person, to become that leader, to not be passive in his life, to put in effort in working on himself and putting effort into the career path or whatever it is that they came here to do. You know, she wants him to stand up, you know, and stand in his power. And then you got 14. And this is what he would like her to know. Patronage. Some people have a hard time accepting what they view as charity, letting pride get in the way. Having a patron of more than one isn't the same as taking a handout. Patronage says that what you have to give is valuable. Artists have known this for centuries, and today crowdsourcing offers patronage to creative projects of all kinds. Shift your ideas about giving and taking, and look around for sources of support. If you are the giver rather than the recipient, be sure that your patronage isn't flavored with condensation. Light side is be grateful but don't grovel. Dark side, support with a lot of strings attached, takes the joy out of it for everyone. This kind of plays in the other thing, you know, about the being like a mother would. Be compassionate. Don't be condescending. Don't be getting on people's case all the time. Don't let people get away with stuff. Don't fall into old patterns, and that's why they're encouraging the other person, you know, handle your own stuff so someone doesn't have to be constantly pointing it out to you. Both of you need to be aware of what needs to be healed within you so that it doesn't come across as like you're attacking each other all the time by pointing things out. You know, maybe he feels that, you know, a little intimidated because she's now standing in her power and she's voicing all these things that she's kept to herself before, all the things that she let slide. She doesn't do that anymore. But be careful how that comes across, is what they're trying to say, because this is a very delicate situation, and because this is new and you both kind of had this awakening and these lessons, it's still fresh. There's still going to be room in there for there's going to be mistakes, you know, to take things slow, be compassionate, have understanding, you know, that people might still slip up, and don't like attack them so much if they do. But again, try to keep your own self in check so that that doesn't happen. But it's maybe he just wants her to, you know, not come at, you know, this talk to someone, not at them or down to them. It's all about how you express. You know, if somebody does something that was hurtful to you, how you express that, come from a place still of love and truth, you know, so that the person will be more receptive to what it is that you have to say, because they're not feeling like they're being attacked or judged or whatever it is. It's a balance that you guys are going to have to find in communicating with each other and having an understanding with each other and having compassion with each other for yourselves, for your own growth, and for this journey, in order for this to work. You know, try to keep things light, try to be optimistic, you know, realize who you are, why you're here, heal the things that need to be healed, and love each other and support each other through this journey, because it's only beginning. You know, it's only beginning, and there's going to be many more lessons to come, but hopefully with each one there comes a greater connection, a greater understanding, a greater love, and you just ascend higher and higher and higher, and then hopefully you get to a point where then it's just all smooth sailing. We hope that eventually these lessons and this turbulence or whatever it is subside. And I guess that depends on how well you are at working on yourself and healing yourself, so that those things don't get triggered and you guys can actually have a happy, blissful, you know, static, as much static free as you can be, life together. But it depends again on the individuals. It's not about just coming together, and it's that you have work to do. A lot of it is within yourself still. You know, you've only kind of scratched the surface here, but you're on your way, and it's all good. You know, you're going to help each other find your way home. So on that note, for the daily drama, stay positive, and I wish you well. Until the next time, take care.